Ladies and gentlemen, right here, right now, Chef Talk, where we discuss culinary journeys and experiences. My name is Timothy Titus and I'm the Executive Chef, Lake Victoria Hotel, and the Chairman Executive Committee, Uganda Professional Chefs Union, and your host here at Chef Talk, Uganda, with my colleague and brother and very close friend, and my twin brother, none other than Chef Aruna Magala of Ginelos Pizzeria Entebbe, National Coordinator, Uganda Professional Chefs Union, and Vice President of the Lions what? In
The Rotary Club.
Don't worry about that. Today on the set, we are discussing business. And today, we are hosting Nimaro Courts in Mosambaga. And when it comes to business, your business is our business. Your business growth and development is our business. Hosting the one and only Nimaro Courts.
Yes.
Representing. Say hi to our viewers.
Hello everyone. My name's Immaculate, receptionist, Nimaro Courts.
Yes.
Yeah, as we Nimaro Courts, we do offer accommodation.
Yes.
We have rooms. We have double rooms and single rooms. Yes. For the double rooms, it's a double occupancy, yes. 2 people. Yes. We have the one with a lake view, okay. And then the one that has no lake view. Yes. Yes, the one with the lake view goes for $77 US, and then the one without the lake view goes for $65 US. And still, we do have single rooms, that is a single occupancy, 1 person. We have the one that has a lake view. It goes for $55 US. And we do have the one that has no lake view. It goes for $45. All our rooms they are inclusive of bed and breakfast.
But so someone wants to come, but he fears to get lost. Does Nimaro provide the pickup, drop up?
Yeah, we do have free airport transfers from and to the airport in case you need both of them. But still, in case you're somewhere near Entebbe, we can definitely come and pick you up.
So that works like a complimentary?
Yes, please. It's a complimentary.
What other complimentary thing do you have for your guests? Is there a laundry service? Is there
Wi-Fi that somebody when he's
things like that?
It's a free Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Yeah. For the laundry services, they are paid for. Yes, please. No, for that, it only depends, but in most cases, we do offer it as a complimentary because being that Nimaro means love, we always want to show love to our guests.
Oh, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, outside there, you just heard it from Nimaro Courts representative. One of the best spots in town, most especially here in Entebbe. You are lacking somewhere to stay, you are on a transit, you are flying abroad and your plane has delayed a little bit, or you can sleep over, then you catch your plane, the early bird. Come to Nimaro Court, located at Mosambaga. You said Victoria Plus.
Victoria.
Now, Nimaro Court has a very unique service at a complimentary level, which is transportation, pick and drop to the airport. Who else does that if it is not Nimaro Court? Please say Nimaro Court has a whip polo. Wonderful view, wonderful spot where you can view the lake, view the aeroplanes, nice and watch the birds fly around. Nowhere but Nimaro Courts is the answer. And when it comes to business growth, Chef Talk is the business. Thank you very much.
Yes, it's a good evening, it's a good morning, it's a good afternoon, depending on where you are. This is Chef Magara Haruna, National Coordinator, Uganda Professional Chefs Union, on the Chef Talk Show with my brother, my big brother, my mentor, my senior, Chef Timos Titus and all. He's arguing, but don't mind about him. Those are his title. He's a senior. For those of you who knows him, I know you know what I mean. And today we are driving you back to the topic that we are talked about, and maybe someone didn't get it right, and we are bringing it back, something that we at least didn't finish up with, and with those that you may need to know. And the topic was all about the food safety. We have our brother, is called Steve. Steve is the reason as to why we are going back. Steve, if I read his comment, Steve entered in a certain restaurant here in Uganda, and the major problem in Uganda food safety is the major problem in Uganda is food safety. I entered a certain restaurant and it was horrible. Where he entered, it was horrible. I know many of you have experienced it. Many of you have this kind of restaurant, maybe for certain reason as to why. But again, today we are coming back with that topic of food safety. Me and my brother Chef Titus Timothy, we are here to digest. But before we do that, let me first shout out to our sponsors of this Chef Talk Show. They are the reason as to why we are here, and they are the one. That is none other than Pearl of African cheese. If we talk about cheese, Pearl of African cheese is the answer. I personally use Pearl of African cheese. So who are you not to use Pearl of African cheese? Nimalo Coats, for those of you who need something, the place where you will relax and forget to get back home, just pass by Nimalo Coat. You will not regret. You will just thank me later. Nimalo Coat is located in Entebbe, Busambaga, Victoria Estate. That's where you will get, and it's on all social media platforms. Those are our sponsor, and let's go back to the question. Let's go back and we see what is really the cause of this. Chef Titus Timos.
Yes, sir.
You've really touched many people in certain ways of how you explain these things, and they requested you to again explain them. Why are they? Steve entered in a restaurant, and it was.
Please read what Steve. Read it the way.
I read it the way Steve.
Yeah, I wrote it.
The major problem in Uganda is food safety. I entered a certain restaurant's kitchen and it was horrible.
Steve is Ugandan or is not Ugandan?
He's a Ugandan. Steve is a Ugandan. If he was not a Ugandan, he would have not entered in our restaurant just like that.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But maybe try to compare also. And
but does
majorly in Uganda.
But does it has any way? If you are not a Ugandan, you should not maintain this, or if you're not the other. I think food safety is food safety. I mean, yes, food safety is food safety. It does not, neither you are Ugandan, you are a Kenyan, you are what, we all practice the same.
Yeah, first of all, I greet you all viewers, our well-wishers, our sponsors and partners, the students, our bosses, our colleagues, the chefs, the enthusiasts, everyone else outside there who is watching us today, including Steve. Thank you so much. As you said, we had talked before in the first episode.
Yes.
We talked about
Food
safety.
Yes.
And I think because of time, somehow, somewhere, we didn't manage to complete because it is a broad topic. You may not be able to, even if it is you are in class, you may not be able to teach it all at once.
That's true.
In the same time, one day, and you are gone.
Yeah, that's true.
There are standards, there are time frames that are always by Ministry of Education. They are set that students are supposed to be taught for these minutes, like so and so on. Thank you so much, Steve, for the initiative. Thank you for loving and sharing and liking our Chef Talk pages. You outside there, those of you who are not watching TikTok, watching Chef Talk, please watch Chef Talk, educative program, how we share culinary journeys and experiences. And we also answer topics that are a bit paining, things that are a bit difficult. We share even the bitter truth, where you may feel talked about, though we don't discuss individuals, but we share bitter truth. The topic generally was food safety in the kitchen. But according to Steve, he talked about Uganda. By the way, I'm a bit critical. I look at the question and I analyze the question from the way it is set to the way it is executed. Steve said the problem in Uganda.
Yes.
But when you look at the problem in Uganda, Uganda has many problems. You understand? Now, the problem in Uganda, when we look at Uganda, we may not be able to answer Uganda's problem as chefs. But
this one,
we
is
can carry it on from as an answer. And we shall dwell in more into the food safety, as he has said. Uganda's problem is public health. When you look at Uganda as a country, and we are talking about hygiene and safety, we look at public health at a national level. Okay? And when we reach at a food production, a restaurant, a factory, a company, maybe a bistro, where food is served or where food is manufactured, or where food is produced for human consumption. Restaurant, hotels, setups are always guided by HACCP. Okay? The restaurant, hotel, food industry is guided by HACCP. The public in Uganda as a country, for national importance, we have Ministry of Health. Okay? The Ministry of Health and the Minister, and they are guided by public health. The two, HACCP and public health, are what? They are associates, actually. Public health is older than HACCP. And HACCP comes from public health.
Yep.
Okay? When we say the associate, one is older than the other, one is a child of the other. Yes, but at different segments. When you say public health, we are talking about the public, the well-being of the public, the sensitization of the public, how we teach the public, how the public is managed generally. And the program for public health started around 19th century. That program, it was discovered by the Egyptians in around 300 to 500 BCE. You understand? So it is as old as that. It dates back to the 19th century. Yet HACCP was founded in the 1960s. I think 1960s, the other one is 1850s. Public health was discovered in 1850s. HACCP was discovered in 1960s.
Public health was discovered in 1960s.
Public health was discovered in 1840s. 40s, 50s there.
And the other one was in 1960s.
And HACCP was discovered in 1960s. So that means public health is older than HACCP, right? Yes. One is the public health was discovered by Egyptian, the Mesopotamians. It was then this by the Greeks and the Romans. They also agreed that really public health is of importance, global importance. That's why you see, like in Makerere, we have Makerere School of Public Health. In every country it exists. It's a global dossier. Yes, it's a global study about the health, about the public and the science. Science is about research. And the research is used in the public to sensitize the public.
Yes.
As facts founded based on research. Okay? HACCP was founded by NASA. NASA is a program of astronauts, people who go into the moon to visit the moon. You have heard of the people who go into the moon?
Yeah, twabayitanga basajja ba blue.
Abachi?
Basajja ba blue.
Blue byebishi?
Blue in color. We used to call them blue men like this. This is a blue. Yeah.
Yes. People, the astronauts who visit the moon were a bit hesitant about going to the moon. Number one, the moon is very far. Okay? Number two, what will you eat when you reach there? Because when you reach there, you may not be able to come back urgently. It's not that urgent like Kasuken to go. Let me first reach the clinic.
So you have to go when you are well equipped.
You have to go when you have done enough research. You have to go when you have done enough preparation. Now, one of the preparations they came up with was to make sure to secure food for their consumption when they reach the moon. Okay? And they looked at how to keep that food safe. The safety of food. In the moon there, you might get sick. The food has gone bad and you get sick and you cannot see the next clinic. You understand? Until the program is done, maybe you'll die there if the food has gone bad. You know, how were they able to keep that food when they reach the moon? Without it, you know, there's different weather. Without that food getting spoiled. That's why they came up with that program called the HACCP. And if I say HACCP, some people call it HACCP. Some people just prefer to call it HACCP. It's a short form of a certain program. Now, this program is, if I am to elevate it, we are going to leave the public health to the Minister of Health as of Steve side. So we will talk about the side of the food safety and the food safety which is governed by HACCP. Yes. Hazard analysis and critical point. Okay. We are looking at the hazards. They looked at the hazards. What are the hazards? What are hazards? Hazards are things that can bring about a breakup of a disease. Hazard, when you talk, you know, in the government we have what they call, there's another ministry which depends only on hazards. like Ensozi Egude. How do you call that ministry?
Hazard disasters
disaster preparedness.
Yes.
Now disaster preparedness.
I remember the other time when Nzigenga zize. That
now,
was
disaster preparedness looks at those are hazards. When you look at part of the mountain wants to fall down,
Abeduda.
It is an hazard. That is already an hazard. It has started showing cracks. That's a hazard.
That is coming.
If you are in the kitchen, what are the hazards in the kitchen? You identify the hazards. What are the hazards? Hazard is that the floor, there is a
crack in the wall.
There is a crack on the wall. There is a flies flying around. Maybe there is a smell somewhere. There's some blood.
Oh yeah.
There's a possibility of a breakout of a disease. Those are hazards. Now, A stands for analysis. You analyze those hazards. Analyzing means you take your time to study.
Take
your time to study what this hazard is all about.
Just like the way we say, headache is not a disease, but it is a sign of something.
Diagnosis. You diagnose. Take your time to analyze what these hazards are. Okay? Analyze the hazard to find out what is the cause of this hazard.
Like the other time you talked about the fly. If you see a lot of fly in the kitchen, look for where there is blood.
Look for where there is blood.
There is no fly. If there is no blood, there is no fly.
If there is a fly, there is blood.
There is a blood.
Yes. It doesn't just come there anyhow. A fly is not a visitor. A fly is invited by smell. So analyze the hazard, what is bringing the fly. Then determine the critical control point, how critical, after analyzing, how critical is it? You understand? That's determining it is critical control point.
My brother out there, who may not be knowing what we are, Chief Tetas is trying to explain. We are trying to break down for you hazard. That's why he started with these people who goes to the moon. He's trying to bring everything closer to you. You understand it from a layman. You are in the kitchen. You see a lot of things happening. You see rats, you see flies, you see munyera, but for you, maybe. But these are signs. Analyze, understand.
Yes, what we said, when you see flies come in the kitchen, you just know that is not a place for flies. And when you see them come there, there's something which has invited them without you saying, hey, Mr. Fly, come and visit
Check on me.
Okay? When you see cockroaches are very many into your kitchen, you know that there is a reason why there are many. They have something that they're feeding on. When you see rats, rodents, are many in your kitchen, you know that they have food. There are droppings of food, rice, water, and so on. They are dropping around, meat.
That they have come to feed on.
They have come to feed on. When you see flies, you know that there's some blood around the butcher where you pour the blood maybe on the floor or behind the fridges, behind the table. There's some blood.
Yes.
Or rotten meat, which has dropped down. When you see, those are hazards. So analyze those hazards. Determine their critical point. How critical are they? Can these hazards break into a disease? You know, we talked about contamination, and we talked about chemical, physical, and biological.
Yes.
Contamination.
Yes.
These hazards, all these are part of HACCP. These are part of public health within the food production. You understand?
Yeah, sure.
After you have finished to look at how critical these analyses are, determine how to control. How will you control this? Now you start coming up with programs. You start coming up with checklists. Okay? Every time I see a fly, I know there's whatever, I will do general cleaning. Every time I see a cockroach, I know that there is a lot of flour poured down and sugar and the cockroaches are feeding on. I do general cleaning. So you start coming up with a checklist. You start coming up with a program, a written documented program, like every Sunday is general cleaning day. And we have those in our kitchen. It is part of HACCP. You start coming up with a program or a checklist on how you store your food. Okay? You start coming out with a program, they came out actually with certain best ways or best temperatures to save food. As the astronauts, as NASA program, what would make this food stay longer when we go into the moon? They realized that at negative 18 degrees, that's a deep freezer. At negative 18 degrees, a fridge or a freezer is now full of ice. And the only way on how to keep that meat longer is to keep it in ice freezer.
Which is a negative.
Now, if it is a vegetable, there's a temperature. They're looking at around 6 degrees centigrade for keeping vegetables. Okay? If it is a meat and they want it frozen, they want to keep it very long, for a longer time, it must come into a negative. So the fridge or freezer has to come at negative 0 point. Negative 0.5, negative 0 point. Now, if the meat is going to, for them to be safe, because there's no clinic there, there's no hospital there in the moon. I tell you, when you start having a rounding stomach, you cannot say, let me first go to the hospital, I will have back. If you are going, you are coming one route, no deviation, no come back, no what. And you will stay there until
the program is done.
And you know how many days from here up to there? How many hours?
I don't know.
So if it is
if it took you 6 months,
if it took you 6 months, and you see another 6 months for 6 months, I don't know
when you're planning
to go for the medical checkup after 6 months. You see,
you're done.
Yeah. Now that is what actually brought up how they came up with that program called HACCP. Truly, there are some chefs outside there who has never heard of HACCP. Okay, they have heard of
but sometimes they have heard of it, but they ignore it. They don't want to practice it.
It's not about they ignore it. They don't want to practice it. It doesn't work like that. It is not. HACCP is not run by a single individual.
It's run by a team.
It's run by a team.
A team starts with a single individual who leads that team.
How do you identify the team? In some kitchens, there are only 2 people.
How do you identify the team? Yes. Some are even run by one person.
Some are even run by what?
One person.
And you expect one person to run the program?
You may not run the whole program, but you learn what is in your capacity.
You cannot complete the program.
You may not complete it, but learning what is in your capacity than just ignoring it.
Now I want to tell you one thing. If a kitchen is run by one person, how many jobs does that person have?
Those that is assigned to him or her. Those are the jobs that he has.
Which jobs are those?
If he is to cook, then he's to cook. Then these are the things. Imagine being you are alone,
cook
so you don't need
supervisor. You understand? There must be someone who supervises. There must be someone who documents. They clean. I'm not saying they don't clean. They clean, but they do not follow HACCP step by step. They cannot conclude HACCP program fully. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. When you say that they do what they are tasked to do, bosses just say that I want a clean kitchen and cook good food. You know how to cook. Other people just ask. If I'm your relative and the restaurant is yours.
Yeah, I have my brother.
All what you want is that we secure the family business. Do you even understand what that means? So if Steve gets into that kitchen, how is he going to defend to understand that the kitchen was belonging to a relative? He does not understand the relative. He understands food safety. And that's what he wanted to see.
Yeah.
You understand?
I get it.
And the kitchen with one chef, forget about HACCP completely. Forget about food safety. He will try, but he will not follow. Because he doesn't have a supervisor. There must be a committee to supervise. Public health deals with the public. HACCP deals with people, few people from the public that come into food areas. Because if you are from the public and you don't come here, you will not be affected by my food poisoning. When you talk about cooking temperatures, this food start cooking at around 74 degrees centigrade.
All food or certain food?
All food.
Start cooking at all?
Most especially meat. 74 degrees centigrade. When it is below that, that food is not well cooked. It is not ready. It is not safe for human consumption. You understand? Because there is how you can cook the food and yet there is still that blood, and yet the blood is not fresh. Certain bacteria are good for us. Some bacteria are not good for us. Most especially those in the other meats. Most especially those in the white meat. Now, the only good bacteria that is good for us, for human consumption, are the bacteria used in the manufacture or production of things like yogurt. Okay? The bacteria, good bacteria is that one used for production of yogurt. Good bacteria is that bacteria that is used in the production of cheese. For that cheese to mold,
yes, it needs those bacteria.
It needs bacteria. Those are the most two important bacteria that is good for human consumption, that you eat and feel comfortable.
Bongo. You know Bongo? You know Bongo?
Yes, why?
I left Bongo because of that thing when they started telling me.
Yes.
That I have to first let it afno wuka.
Or wuka.
No, it has to get that bacteria for it to
start the
forming.
Brewing.
Yes.
The brewing.
That is when I decide. Me and the Bongo.
And now that's what I'm saying, that bacteria, they are good for us. Good bacteria. There are bacteria that you consume now from the blood, from the drippings, from the fridge, that area, that surfaces, and you cannot live until tomorrow without visiting the hospital. But there are bacteria that are just good for us as human beings. One of them is that one of Bongo you're saying. Yes, some people in the beginning, they first take that and they will get a balloon in the stomach until that bacteria works on the on the formation, proper formation of the stomach. Anyway.
Okay, let's first go into our Myth buster for today. We are coming back with that. And I tell you why. Some of those bacteria that you say they are good for us, but to me they fail to be good to me.
Okay.
It's the same thing when I take them, the stomach become balloon.
I can only refer you to the other topic I discussed as allergens.
Or maybe.
You just allergen but not killing you. It doesn't kill you, they are good for you, but you can be allergic to. As other people are allergic to lactose.
Okay, let's go into a myth buster. Did you know SOPs limit creativity but maintain consistency? That was our today's myth buster, and it's proudly brought to you by Ideal Hospitality Consultancy, and hope you have learned something. Catch you later. See you again. Yes, that was our myth buster for today, and it's always proudly brought to you by Ideal Hospitality Consultancy, and hope you've learned something. Anyway, let's go back to our Chef Titus. He has been telling, he was telling us about the things that we look at and we ignore, but mostly we're talking about the food safety, like the way Steve was generating it at in Uganda. He entered in a restaurant in Uganda, and that is the point you noted. It is in Uganda.
In Uganda, yes.
And for you, you don't want the. You should have not said in Uganda. That's why your first question was: is here Ugandan?
So when someone says Uganda, it means he has been in other countries also.
And he's trying to generate it. He's comparing between Uganda and where he has
Kenya,
ever been.
Uganda and Dubai, Uganda and whatever.
Surprisingly, he may be.
So
even,
he must have been in
he may
another
be
kitchen
even
from
in
another
Uganda
country,
who was even.
And he's finding challenges with the Ugandan one.
But the challenges he's finding are right. He's right.
Dubai one are better. No, this is a general problem.
But yes, it's a general problem, but he's right. If at all we have it in Uganda and we all know that it is there, then we should just find a way of how to deal with it.
I don't know what you mean by he's right.
He is right. Do we agree that in some kitchen it is completely horrible? Like the way, you know the word horrible, it generates it, it's like chikanyo, chisufu.
I've also not refused that he's wrong. But the fact,
but do you agree that in certain restaurants, in certain
the word is right means that either there's someone who disagreed that is wrong, because you cannot say that. Okay, if I say that you eat food, am I right or wrong?
You're right, I do.
But is that information I can give the public that you eat food?
Yeah, maybe I'm telling them that me with food, I don't.
Is there someone outside there that doesn't know that you eat food?
Maybe I was telling some people that they people with the food, people who eat food, and he tells them that he eats food too.
What I'm saying, food safety, bacteria, foodborne illnesses does not come unexpectedly. We expect that there are foodborne illnesses, even in clean kitchens. We expect they're there, they happen. Whether the kitchen is clean or dirty, it can happen due to allergy. You understand? It can happen due to temperatures. It can even happen due to somebody staying long without eating food. Okay? You have been traveling the whole day and you're too hungry and you didn't know what to start with.
You start with
the hard food. At the end of the day, you're having stomach ache. You understand?
Mm.
This is expected. It is not news. It is not, we are not playing a hard to get. But when you're talking about food safety, we are sensitizing the population on the causes of those illnesses. We are sensitizing the chefs, the learners, okay? The hotel owners, those restaurant owners who may not know where these hazards are coming from. We are sensitizing them, we are teaching them, we are showing them detailed information where the cause, how the movement, the transportation, how they spread. Okay? And when we talk about HACCP, we are talking about mitigation plans, programs that are designed to mitigate those sicknesses, illnesses, foodborne illnesses. Okay? HACCP is a program designed to mitigate food safety. It's a program designed to identify, evaluate, and control those hazards from breaking up. To avoid, they say, prevention is better than cure.
Yep.
And HACCP is not cure. HACCP is prevention. After all these things that we have discussed, the diseases, the bacteria, the chemical, the biological, the spreading, and so on, how do we mitigate? How do we avoid? We avoid it through running that program called HACCP.
But do our people really still consider HACCP in their kitchen? Because now we find that so many kitchen, people are there, they are like me.
HACCP.
They are like me. They don't want to know anything about HACCP. What they want to know is about production.
HACCP is a very expensive program.
It's a very expensive, that anyone, but so being
not
an expensive.
Everyone can afford it.
Status. HACCP is a very expensive program.
Yes.
Not everyone that can afford it.
Yes.
Does it has a certain type of restaurant that it should only be applied in hotels, not in the restaurant, or it doesn't matter? No matter how expensive it is, it should be applied everywhere, even on our street vendors should be HACCP there. They should at least understand how to practice some little bit of HACCP.
I like
you explained this HACCP. It is a hazard critical control analysis, something like that, whereby everyone at your capacity, you can at least practice it. I don't want these people to start thinking that it's because he does not work in a big hotel where he's being commanded, where he's being driven by someone, so he should forget about HACCP completely.
Last year, the same month, around July, August,
we talked about it.
We talked about it, but the last time I wanted to hire an HACCP certified person to come and teach my team HACCP. Do you know how much money I was asked? 21 million. Teaching 3 days. That's a 3 days program. How much money?
20 something million.
21 million.
Yeah, okay. 21
now,
million.
When you are telling me that the street vendor, the practice HACCP, that costs 21 million. And he has a capital of 500,000.
No. Tito, don't misquote me. I'm telling you, one thing I'm telling you, it's not that maybe I'm not understanding you. But again, we understand HACCP the way I've understood it. Yes. Maybe it's the same way they are understanding it. It is generally of how we are handling our food from production to mouth. the whole general process, that we should handle it with at least some little bit of care. We talked about now. Somebody has to come and tell you that when you find these cockroaches, you should at least think in your mind that there is something wrong. That's why these cockroaches have come in. You still need a professional person to come and start teaching you that, you know what, you see a lot of rats in your kitchen, just know there are some leftover food that maybe is dropping all over. Rats are coming to feed on those rats. Isn't that not related to HACCP? Is it related to HACCP or no?
It's related, but it's not all.
Let's practice that. No. It is related. Let's practice that.
Here, we are practicing hygiene.
Even Stephen doesn't want the other standard HACCP.
We are practicing hygiene in the kitchen, but we are not practicing HACCP fully, the way it is supposed to be.
I understand.
Why?
We
Because
don't need it fully, but we need to start practice it a little bit.
HACCP is only practiced in hotels that 5-star, 4-star, 3-star and above. This other two.
After this,
I need please let me answer you.
After you, I want you to. Somebody has just started listening to this. Maybe he wants to understand more what is a HACCP. But first explain that. After, I will take you back to explain what is a HACCP.
I tell you HACCP is a program. But I want to tell you that the practicality is different from the documentation.
Yes. Practicality
the way you read
is
up
different
a recipe,
from documentation.
If you read up a recipe, it doesn't mean you can bring it all. You have got a book with the recipe of a cake. Okay? And you read out whatever and so on. You may try, but you may not do it exactly how it's supposed to be.
In fact, even in my way of reading, I read heading, body, and the conclusion. That is how I copy things.
Head and what?
Heading, body, and the conclusion.
And you understand? But not do.
I do. The moment I've read the heading, body, and the conclusion, I've understood.
Let me conclude on this. I was telling you the last time I checked, I asked one of the guys from Kenya, a certified British HACCP tutor, mentor. In Uganda here, I don't think we have more than 5 certified HACCP professionals. Certified.
But we practice it.
But we don't.
We don't practice HACCP.
Even when you go here at the university, we don't have universities here which certify us.
Practicing and satisfying it.
We are practicing hygiene. We are practicing public health. The vendor on the street that you're saying last time is practicing what public health is teaching.
Why are we even discussing something that we don't even practice here in Uganda? Let's
practice in hotels. As I'm not saying we don't have. I said we have around not more than 5 in Uganda. And it is properly practiced in Serena. Serena, there's a full committee on HACCP, quality control. I met one gentleman called HACCP. HACCP is Serena, in Serena there.
Yeah, I know.
He's a supervisor, HACCP supervisor.
Yeah, I know. I remember we met him when we wanted him to come and teach HACCP on the...
There is a company in Uganda here called Diversity. They teach HACCP. They have the program, full-scale program. I'm just making maybe reference, but I'm not Kalango.
But even if we do it for them, if it is a problem, then let people know where to get them.
If I hire you and say, come and teach my people HACCP, okay. Oh, did it? If I hire you and I say, come and teach my people HACCP,
I'm only going to teach them.
You are going to teach them public health. You are going to teach them personal hygiene. Yeah. Avoiding public health. I said the vendor outside, the street vendor, the restaurant, and you see on the wrong side, they are practicing what they call public health safety, not HACCP. I have told you the difference. Public health, we are handling outbreak of diseases like Ebola, of diarrhea around Kalerwe. Yeah? We are sensitizing. We are doing how do you call this injection that they give people public? Vaccination.
Vaccination. Yes.
Vaccination. Public clean where you're going to work. Yeah? That's where I remove Kuja. Those are public health. That's why I was trying to give you the difference between public health and HACCP. And I told you that HACCP is a child of public health. Most people practice public health thinking that it is HACCP.
I'm trying to look
to understand HACCP.
I want to prove you wrong.
In Uganda here, I can assure you there is no university which can certify you as an HACCP trainer. In Uganda, that person was giving. Steve was talking about Uganda, right?
Yeah, he was.
As an example. But I want to answer him in Uganda.
But he was. Yeah,
there is no university that teaches and certifies what? HACCP.
And for him, he's talking about food safety. You see, the poor food safety, though it is under HACCP. But then let's do the. You are not you are not in line with the facts. Okay.
Kale Kashibe is not what we are discussing. We are discussing facts. We are discussing things that are based on science. One, Uganda, as an example, doesn't have an HACCP certified institution. Two, for your information, Uganda public safety is being watched under and taken care of by public health. Makerere University, School of Public Health, Ministry of Health, this whatever and so on. This is all under public health. Cleaning of the market, the food eating area, the vendors, whatever, and so on. Those restaurants you see along the street, the 1-star, 2-star, these are public health, not HACCP. They are run by public health. Because you will see KCCA come in your place and lock it down. They will not ask you about HACCP. They will ask you about your health, your food safety under public health. They operate under public health. The certificate that they give you as a food handler are given to you under public health, not under HACCP. They are not also certified HACCP holders. In Uganda here, if you want to get public, be a certified public, HACCP holder, you must be certified by Britain.
In Uganda.
You understand? That's why I was telling you that when I last checked, I wanted to hire someone from Kenya called Othieno to come and teach us. And he was asking for 21 million to teach. Then he can certify us.
I need to go to I need to go to British. I learned this.
That is how expensive it is. A program that was run by NASA, astronauts to go to the moon. You know how expensive NASA is? Planning to go to the moon. How expensive that even can cost you? Let's talk about their programming. How expensive? How can a vendor really purchase that program? Someone has a capital of 500,000 and he can enter himself into a program of 21 million.
I don't want this vendor to have that program.
Now, those vendors,
but I want them to practice.
First, 1 star, 2nd star by grading. Those people do not have HACCP certified whatever in their hotels, in their restaurant. They operate under public health watch.
But the others are not even operating
supervised by Ministry of Health, supervised by KCCA.
To the worst, others are not even doing that.
If you want to HACCP, go to Serena 5-star hotel, you'll find a full committee. Because HACCP has 7 principles. In the 7 principles, everyone must have a hand. You understand? Now your business has only 3 employees. What about therefore? That HACCP is demanding. Don't you see that you even don't qualify? You fall short. If they say this is the benchmark, tutandikira kubano ate gwe gamba nina sister wange. Imagine nina muganda wange mwana wa nyoko oba mwana wa nyina. Mama wa fomuna eta tata wanjawulo.
Otandise.
It's a program based on research and science and doesn't tell lies. It's the truth. It is well documented and it's a world certified program, not a relative base. We are together?
We are.
So please
but
don't...
we are together, but still.
Now, it is handling on mitigation of these challenges. HACCP is based on mitigation of the challenges that are faced by outbreaks due to food consumption, bad food consumption. Before the food goes bad. As I told you, prevention is better than cure. Before even you reach there, avoid reaching there. Set a committee. Okay? Set a committee to take watch of that. Perform hazard analysis. Set a committee that is going to perform hazard analysis. Not only one individual. That's what I told you. Based on the 7 principles, you need around 7 people. More than 5. 7 is best. You perform those analyses. Okay? That's the 1 principle. Number 2 is to determine the critical control points. The committee must determine those critical control points. Number 3, the committee must set critical limits. This is a danger zone. When it has reached here, it is not a danger zone. We cannot sustain it anymore. We either close or do something about it. We establish monitoring systems, like checklists, as I told you, like thermometers. Before you consume the meat, you see, the other committee, I gave you one person, an individual called Asaf, right? In Serena. From that committee, he's in the kitchen, and he is not the chef, but he's monitoring the temperature of the food before it goes out. He's monitoring where you are cooking from. Is the food you are sending out clean? Is it being prepared in a clean place? Are you using the right tools? Are you sanitizing the tables? Are you recording and labeling before storing? Are you monitoring the receiving process, the storage, the cleaning, and the preparation? Because all this must be documented. And he is there, all his eyes is there on how you are performing your duties. We don't have those things in a 2-star, in a 3, in a 1-star, in a vendor. You understand? A vendor, we shall deal with public health. We establish corrective actions. Let's find out the correct actions. Let's determine what correct actions we should take if we have reached danger zones. You understand? That's the 5th one. The 6th one is establish and verification of procedures. Procedures, job causes to mitigate that thing. that outbreak.
That it's what
Ebola wouldn't have reached us. Ebola wouldn't have reached us. You heard of Ebola, and all that was being handled under public health, by the way. It was not that it happened in a hotel and so on. It was under public health. That's why you see Minister of Health announced, they say
we have an outbreak of Ebola.
So they started bringing out cautioning people. Yes, they started bringing out SOPs on how to deal with Ebola. Every place has its own SOPs. There's a public SOP, but there's also a kitchen SOP.
Yes.
Some of these kitchen SOPs mainly work in public. Though in public sometimes find it hard to sustain. Like in the kitchen SOP, every 10 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, you should wash your hand. Maybe in public, you are moving in the market, you are not even seeing where to wash the hand. It is only when you are entering into a certain restaurant that's when you find somebody with a disinfectant, sanitizer. You find a hand washing basin. Then they say you wash your hand. After a whole long day, 6 hours of not touching water and touching your face everywhere. You understand? Number 7, you establish a record keeping procedure. You see, the reason why keeping record is very important is that you can also refer. If this thing happened today and is happening another time, if you recorded what is actually taking time, or you recorded what actually took time before and you kept that record, you can make reference to what is happening right now and how you manage to mitigate it. Because if you don't record it, maybe that time you are gone. It happened during your time and you have left. And now I have come here, I am new and I don't know anything. The only thing I can refer to is the books that you have left recorded. You take it?
Yeah.
So I can go through, I can go through and say, hey, this thing happened before, around 6 months ago, last year. And these are the things. And these were the preventions. This is how it happened. And this is how it was prevented. Was it successful? Yes, and approved, signed, endorsed. Any question? In Uganda, Steve, my answer to Steve and any other person is, Uganda, we do what we call public health. And we
maybe he meant
food safety
that
at a very minimal, whatever, not in depth.
But let's
I'm not protecting anyone.
Let's look at it as a layman.
But I'm saying we need to do more.
Yes. Because I wanted us to go back to a layman who may say, after all, my place does not really afford it to have HACCP at my place. So let me just look at everything the way they are. Let's at least advise them to practice public health.
We practice public health, but we need supervisors. Most especially places that you gave example, that you find that there's one person only at work or 2 people.
No, even if it is one person, even if it's if you are practicing public health, let it be practiced.
But you cannot without the standard required. A one man's hand doing all round kitchen production and monitoring.
Those people
you are the
out
chef,
there.
You are the cook, you are the head chef, you are the executive, you are the waiter.
Chef. That man out there is going to take it as an excuse to his boss. Olaba, oyagala nze nkirininge wali, nnabe okukozesa frying pan, ngende wali njoze. There is no way you will tell me that because you are one, then you can't even practice public health in your area, in your working area, in your kitchen. Meaning, if you are one, even the road there, that is there is for one person. There is no one an employer who will get a bigger facility and he employs there one person. Yet it is big. They will only employ there you want because you fit in there. So, practice that. Public health practitioner should, such that in case of anything you are found, when you can at least tell us that yes, my kitchen is neat in any way or the other.
I agree with you. I am not
as long as you have agreed with me,
I am not in support of anyone, but I'm also not supporting people like bosses. Bosses like you want to employ one person in a place of 3 people. Look here. Bosses like you want to employ one person in a place of 3 people.
I cannot employ one
that
person.
employee to do everything. He's the cleaner, he's the chef, he's the server.
No.
And you say everything must be sparkling.
It may not be sparkling, but practice
more
it.
people were required to
like
do
I said,
the job rightfully. One
said,
person cannot do that job alone in a one-star hotel.
Let's go back to our home. Let's go back to our home.
Say goodbye to those people.
No way. We are not saying goodbye to these people. Not until you analyze this. Yeah. We are going back to our home. How do you want to find your home? How many workers, how many housemaid that you have employed at your home? Don't you find your home neat and clean? How do you think your wife does it?
How many people I have in my home?
Don't tell me how many people it does in your home. I'm sure you're there with your baby mama. You find your home very neat. You think how does she does?
What is her work there?
To make sure that everything is the way is neat and smart.
What is the work of my wife at home? As a housewife, what is her work? Where's AA coming from?
No,
who brought AA? AA was not part of the topic.
It does. I know you want.
As a housewife, what is the work of my wife?
Is to make sure that the house is organized to that standard of how you want it, the way you find it always. We are now going
end
to...
of story. Thank you for asking.
No way.
Sibula.
No way. I'm borrowing 1 minute from the producer.
You have asked her, you have answered.
I'm borrowing 1 more minute from the producer. These people, they cannot employ 5 people there when the load that is there is for 1 person. No way. We are only 2. We all understand that our guests come after 1 hour, another one comes.
A restaurant that
because we don't want,
a restaurant.
Because we are not, we don't want to talk. We are not talking for people who are doing it in a bigger hotel. We are talking about
a restaurant must have a cleaner. A restaurant must have a chef. A restaurant must have a server. The number of the tables, in the restaurant determine number of employees.
Wanji?
It's something that you need to learn. I want to tell you the truth.
Okay.
You don't know.
Okay.
Employees are determined by the number of tables. When they ask you what is the turnaround of the tables, when they ask you what is the KPI of the restaurant,
okola mu byabulamu gwendoza wandigadde hotels ne restaurants nyingi ate munnange wandisanze nga tulikola mu bana ate nga tulina temba
erina abantu bameka erina tables meka munana. Those are 8 people. You need 8 people.
And who is each table is having a guest at the same time.
Each table is recording a sale.
Each table is every day. Each table records a sale.
Look here. Your total sales divided by the tables.
But wait. I have those
that
tables.
That gives you a turnaround of the table. Divided by 30. And each table must pay an employee.
Mbasaba, I'm just humbly requesting you, please, if anyone who is in the Ministry of Health, you should not employ this money. Otherwise, it's going to close most of our restaurants because you want to see the number of table we have is the number of
staff you must
staff
have.
we have.
If you have 8 tables in the restaurant, please employ 8 staff. Just because
you are practicing public health, not HACCP.
Public health, omujemu chiungu agena longose toy. Amala kumeu kumere.
Yeta jikozesa.
Amala kumeu kumere.
When he goes there, when he goes there, you want someone. When he goes there, you want somebody to go there and he cleans it. Sebo. Tugameni no muna yazo kufumba tasalayo.
How do you remove someone from the kitchen? Take him to clean a public toilet. Then bring him again to handle the same food. This is what I'm talking about. And you use the waiter or waitress clean the floor. Clean the floor, clean the toilet. After that, serve the guest. And you also
no, it is done at its right time.
And that's what you're calling HACCP. HACCP is
no, it is done at its right time. We do that as we have entered. We have just opened. We do all the cleaning, which is done. But you don't tell me that because you are chef and you have just come, so you are also looking for someone to clean.
On average, every 30 minutes, someone should check the washrooms.
Well, let's don't stick
I do not understand the time you're talking
about. Let's stick on our kitchen and the rest.
There's no kitchen which operates without a washroom. Abantu baliye bakute bapamewa.
Musobola kutujjayo. Mbasaba mutujjayo kubona atabusi. Anyway, as we close up, we always don't forget to shout out to our sponsor, and that's none other than Nimalo Court. Nimalo Court is found in Katabi, Busambaga, Victoria Estate, with the nice ambience, with the nice view, with the nice room. Everything at Nimalo is just super. Come to the food. For those of you who have ever tasted the food from Nimalo, I know you know what it means. Nimalo Court, oh my God. If you are at the rooftop, you will be able to view the whole airport. So you don't even need to go to the airport to view that, to view it. You may go to the airport and you fail to view it. But just come to Nimalo, go to the rooftop, you view the sunset. You view the airport. You view the beauty of Katabi, Busambaga, Katabi, Kava. You can even review Kavali. Victoria Estate, you will view each and everything. So, please visit Nimalo Court, you will not regret. Lastly but not least, Power of African cheese.
So cheese for
all cheese. You said cheese for all dish.
Every cheese for every dish.
Every cheese for every dish. Using Gouda, cheddar, mozzarella, parmesan, what? Use Power cheese, Power of African cheese. You'll thank me later. It has maintained my customer up to today. No one complains about my pizza. You nabigoba. Nabirekera mu abakozesa cheese wa mama gundi.
Amina. Tweraba. Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala.